recorded webinar. This is a recorded webinar, so you can refer back to this later on. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to reach out to us. And yeah, so we're thrilled. So without further ado, I'll quickly introduce myself and then we'll get chatting with Drew. If you have any questions for Drew as we're talking, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we can get to them as we talk today. So I'm Dominique Delbar. I am the event marketing manager here at Certiport. I get to work with a lot of really cool people to help put on the competitions for both Microsoft Office Specialist and Adobe Certified Professional. And I'm just really excited that we get to talk to Drew today. And I mean, he's the star of the show. So Drew, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Thank you, Dominique. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Sherrillford, North Carolina, which is about an hour above Charlotte. It's pretty small, although it's like growing now. But I've lived there my whole life. I still live there now, but I love this little area. But I went to a school called Catawba Valley Community College. I actually just graduated there in the spring. I was there for 3 years. I was doing something different my first year, but I was very happy to finish with that too. So I've been doing about graphic design now for about a little bit over 2 years now, and it's been really nice ever since.
That's incredible. I mean, and your story with how you found graphic design is really interesting as well. Do you mind giving us a little bit of details about how because you started with one thing and then you said you transitioned, right?
Yeah, right. Like so I said, I at first I was gonna do marine biology, which it sounded like a great thing, and I live on the lake, so I've always loved swimming, and so I always wanted to be a marine biologist. And then once I got to college, that was like what I wanted to do since I was like maybe 10 years old, since I was young. And then I got to college and I took a biology class, and I realized it was a lot of writing, which is not my strong suit whatsoever. So I not that I did bad in the class in biology, but I was like, maybe I gotta find something different. So like I said, I did a whole first year of biology, and then I was gonna trade or something because I was really big into carpentry, and like woodworking. So I actually made the chair that I'm sitting in right now. I actually made, but I was gonna do that, and then yeah, I posted on my my Snapchat of all thing. I was like, hey guys, I'm about to drop out of college, but if y'all have any ideas what I could do, let me know what you like. Just give me some inspiration. And before I sent that, I post a bunch of things of me drawing on Snapchat and whatnot. I'd draw little pictures and post it, and people would always comment on them and whatnot. And so I guess people took that and they're like, you should try graphic design. And I was like, that'd be a cool profession to get into. I never really thought about it because I've been kind of artistic. It's just never that, like, it was never something I did a lot of time or spent a lot of time in. So I mean, someone said that, and so I was like, I guess I have. There was a half semester class, the end of that first year, and so I joined it almost too late, but I got to it in time. And I just fell in love with it really, really quick. It was a typography class, and it was pretty tough. But I mean, I was really intrigued from that point on. So I switched degrees, and the next 2 years I started the program. And then ever since then, I mean, it's just been really awesome. I picked up on the programs pretty quick, and it was just really fun. I really like little logos and stuff like that. And so like one of the things, I have a big hat wall, and one of the things I started with as I was doing graphic design, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if I learned how to just make little illustrations, and I'll make these into hat designs that I could wear in the future. One of them actually is one that I did design.
Awesome.
But that's where I started, and now I'm here. So
that's such an incredible story. I mean, I really love it. And it's so cool to me too that you made that switch to something that maybe you were not thinking about at all. I mean, you said you were thinking about marine biology from like the age of 10, right? You made that switch, right. And then it turns out you're crazy good at graphic design.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and then not soon after you went on to win the U.S. National Championship. So that's pretty cool. How did you first get involved with certification, and like what Adobe certifications have you earned?
Yeah, so like I said, at Catawba Valley Community College, I had a bunch of instructors, and for our first year, like it was kind of mandatory. It was our exam for certifications, and I kind of just I was like, oh man, I got to study, I got to get good at this. I passed this exam, But then next year, I mean, those last 2 or 3 years, right? And so, next year it was optional. And I mean, our teachers, they always, stress the importance of it. Just like how it would help us and it'd help our resume and, make us look like a better candidate for, our future careers and whatnot. And so I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So, um, I think we only required to do the first three for InDesign, Photoshop, and Illustrator first year, and then the next year, this like they would pay for it if we wanted to do it. So I think I ended up taking five different certifications and the Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and I think I did Dreamweaver and Animate. So I got certified in all five of those. Just from my teachers, I mean, they really helped motivate and like I say, they really made it seem like a big thing, important thing for us to do. So yeah.
That's really cool. And that's a lot of certifications, and those exams are not easy. They can be pretty
Yeah.
difficult. So that's pretty cool. How did you decide to?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
That Dreamweaver one especially. Oh my gosh, that one was so hard.
Yeah, yeah, it is not for the faint of heart. It really takes a lot of
Like,
skill and it takes a lot of time to prepare for those. But I mean, it makes sense when you then go to a job like you really want, it really proves that you're proficient. So that's really cool. How did you decide to get involved with the Adobe Championship? So you earned all these certifications, you made the switch to graphic design, and now there's a competition. What made you decide to get involved with that?
yeah. So yeah, again at my school, I had a lot of my instructors are the one to give credit to for this because I had no idea. I never even heard of the competition until I got there. And my school they had a big focus on another competition called Skills USA, and
Yeah,
that's a pretty big competition I guess over there too. I've never been a part of it, but I've heard so much about it. I have a lot of friends that have been over it. And I couldn't go to Skills because I had a trip that was already planned a year in advance, and it was the same week as the competition, so I couldn't go to that. And my teacher he wanted me to compete. Just I was doing decent in my classes. I was excelling quickly, and he had mentioned this when it was the competition. He'd heard about it, but he had never sent a student to go do it. And so it was kind of just something that he like threw up. Was like, hey, this is maybe something you could try. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. So he really he kind of helped me pick out a project that I could strengthen that I could send over and submit. And yeah, he's a good guy. His name is Mr. Tom, and he really helped me out. He's a great teacher, and he's the one that found the competition. He's the one that told me about it, and he helped me prepare for it.
that's really cool. And it's freezing just a little bit. Okay, it looks like you're back. Um, that's really cool that he found it.
Oh gosh, okay.
Oh no, no, you're back now though. I love that he provided a different opportunity for you. You're interested in Skills USA, and then he's like, "Hey, this time you might not work, but here's this option," which I really love. I think that that's great, and that's really cool too for him to encourage you and prepare. I think you ended up submitting a couple of projects too, right? Did he help you prepare all of them?
So yeah, he was him and my other instructor, Dr. Carroll, both of them, Mr. Tom was the one that told me about it, and then they both teamed up and kind of helped me, strengthen projects and pick which ones to do. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I really remember which. I know I might have done my sports team project. I don't know if you remember which ones I did. It was a while ago. This is a year since I submitted them, but I know one of the bigger ones is a sports project, like a fictional sports team where we had to, research like a city or a town doesn't have a sports team in a specific league, and get characteristics about that city and make our own, sports team about it. So actually, I ended up doing mine about New Orleans. So one of the I guess I don't know if this is a known thing, but I did a little bit of research on New Orleans, and one of the thing about there has a lot of culture, with all Mardi Gras and and stuff like that. And one of the things that that city is known for is it's one of its nicknames is called the most haunted city in America, which
Ooh,
is just kind of a cool, interesting thing that I could use for my sports team. I don't know how true it is or not. I don't know, but I just thought that was a cool nickname to have. So that was where I based the inspiration of my mascot, which is the team I called was the New Orleans Phantoms. It was for a hockey team. I actually think I have a sticker of it, right? Well, I thought I did. Oh yeah, here you go. I have a stickers that we made of them.
That's so cool. And you designed that?
But it was a fun logo project. Yeah. Um, I designed the little mascot and the type itself. I all of it's custom made. Like made, I guess. But been a long time on at least the Phantoms part. New Orleans wasn't. That was the fun I found on Adobe, but yeah. So that was a fun project for me. So getting to where I was to make that and it being one of my my bigger projects was really nice.
That's really cool. And hopefully I'll look through my records to see if we have access to that. And if it's okay with you, we might share them out with the people who registered for this webinar so they can see, so they can get a little taste of your work. Because that's really incredible. And that's a question that we get asked all the time is like, okay, so what type of project can my students submit? Because it's open-ended. And I feel like projects like this are such great options because it really shows your ability to try to understand an assignment and then develop something based off of that. So I think that's really cool. And I'm glad that you have the stickers handy too. That's pretty sweet. Go Phantoms. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for sharing that. So then after you got the email saying, hey, your project was selected, what did you do to prepare for the event? And how did you polish your skills for the competition?
Yeah, so I think I heard about it. What was it in January, February, something like that. And I took a little bit to actually start preparing because I was I was so caught up in school. That was my last semester, and we had a lot of. It was just very busy. We had so many projects, and then I had to help with my portfolio, and so many things. So it actually took me a while to start getting prepared for it. I actually think I anyway my bad, I'm getting a little flustered right now. I'm thinking too hard. That's what I'm saying.
You're doing
Um,
great.
I started probably around when school ended. Yeah, I started about when school ended, and I really like most of the research that I could do was I didn't have access to a computer at the time because I was using a school computer at the time. So once I graduated, I had to get that back up. So a lot of the stuff that I had to do to prepare for that was actually just looking through design trends and just like poster hierarchy and layout, just to get a grasp of all the different features that makes a great poster.
Hmm.
Um, and I just thought that I'll look through posters to see what I liked and see like things that I would like to pull into, like, because I knew the competition was gonna be poster design based, which was actually something that I'm not really too before the competition was something I wasn't too familiar with. I mainly focused on logos, which is still now what I really love doing. I love like making logos, but poster design is something I never really got to.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of I had to do a lot of studying and research before I even got to the competition.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's such a smart way to go about it too, because yeah, the project changes from year to year, but typically there is a poster. And so I love how you really took time to like analyze what makes a good poster and like what are the trends? What are companies looking for? Because while it is a graphic design, there's a lot of design in graphic design, right? Obviously, and there's a lot of art to it. The format with the competitions, it is graphic design for business. And so I really love how you took time to look at posters, analyze them, and then you could definitely see your ability at the actual competition too. Your poster that you made was really, really well done. So all of that preparation did not go to waste. And I can also include that too, so people can check out to what you made at the US National Championship. Um, and so at the competition, I mean, you're not designing the whole time. You're there, you do design for about 8 hours. I mean, there's a lunch break in there. You're designing for a long time, but you're not designing the whole time. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience at the Adobe Championships, both the US National Championship and the World Championship?
Yeah, it actually was a big difference between the both of the competitions. And to be honest, at the first one, the US one, I guess I didn't get to get the full experience of the competition because I was just so overwhelmed with stress. Like it was bad. I would sit in my room. I'd be like, oh gosh, just in my head overthinking, and then I was doing last minute, looking at poster designs and stuff like that to get inspiration. And it wasn't really until after the competition that I was able to, sit down and actually, relax and experience the competition, or I guess the whole event really. Um, but the US one, that one, I was just so stressed out. The other one though, the world, after I got the chance to go there, it was a whole different kind of experience for me. I came in, I guess, with a little bit more confidence because before the US one, I hadn't had any preparation. I didn't have any time to prepare with the actual computer. It was all just, design poster theory. I didn't actually have the chance to practice myself. Um, after with the US one, I got access to a computer and I got to, practice a little bit more. And so I came in with a little bit more confidence, and I was able to actually enjoy the day events beforehand, um, and just to, get to talk to the other competitors and eat get to enjoy the food and just relax and enjoy the event. During the competition, not that at the World, I was still a little bit stressed out, but
Yeah.
not nearly as bad as the US one. And it felt a lot easier going, and just calm for me. But yeah, I think that was stress was the main one for the US, and then for the World it was opposite, and it was very relaxing.
Oh, good. I'm glad that the World Championship was a little bit more relaxing. And how was Disney World too? I mean, I didn't get to go
Oh,
to
that
the
was
park,
that
but I
was
know you
fun. So
did.
that was actually my first time going. I went there maybe when I was like 2 years old, so I don't remember anything about it. But this is my first time going where I could actually experience it. So that was really fun. I think we rode all the specific rides we wanted to ride. We got to ride. So we actually visited every single park that day.
Well, that's impressive. That's impressive. I think that's one of my favorite parts about the World Championship too, is that I mean, you're there with people from all over the world and it can be high stress for some, but then you just have like a full day where you can just like hang out and be celebrated and do something fun. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And I can totally understand that too. I mean, at the US National Championship, it's a big competition and you see a lot of people there and it's it's nerve-wracking. Like, are my skills enough? Do I know enough? But I think the thing that's kind of cool about it is if you earn the certification and you make it there, I mean, you're already among the best of the best. And so, I mean, I just think that's great. So I'm glad that you put yourself out there. And although it was really stressful, I'm glad that you still push through it. Um, yeah, I think that's great. Changing gears a little bit, how have your certifications and the competition helped you in your current pursuits?
Yeah, so for the competition, I mean, that was a big one, especially coming back to my hometown because I mean, like I said, it's a little bit of a smaller town. So my dad posting on his Facebook, and just to talk about it to people at my church and whatnot. It was just cool to get a lot of like support and feedback from like my community and stuff like that. And so that was just a nice for like my my friends and family getting support. But I got a little bit of help too job wise. After the World competition, I had a lady in my community that owns a travel company called Christian Tours, and she got a hold with me and asked me to come work for them for a little bit to help design their catalog cover. So, and that was right after I
Wow.
just got back from the World, and she had heard about me winning the U.S. National and doing decently well in the World competition.
Yeah, you did good.
So that opportunity came straight from the competitions, um, and and just the competition alone too gave me a lot more confidence in just designing as well. I always get that imposter syndrome a lot lately, and or during school and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it gave me some confidence, which was great. And another big thing too is, like I said, after the U.S. one, from the award money, I was able to afford a laptop so I could actually start doing my own work and do some more freelance and practice and really master the craft. I guess I'm still working on everything, but it's with practice, and I get to work on it more now than I had when I didn't have a computer. So
Ah, that makes me so happy. I love to hear that. Um, I love to hear that. I mean, that's the purpose of the competition too, is then to open up opportunities for students. And whether that means like getting the devices that you need with the scholarship money or getting like a sweet new gig. I mean, that's the purpose. It's like it's supposed to be a stepping stone. So that's awesome. And you're right too. I mean, I failed to mention before, not only were you first in the US, but you were also ranked in the top 10 in the world um, for Adobe. So it's a pretty big deal. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. Um, and I guess one of the last questions that we have today is, what advice would you give to any student who's looking to compete in the Adobe competition?
I guess I would just have to give a little bit of advice about, what my experience was and what I did. The research and planning that I did ahead of time, even when I didn't have a computer, I think it really did help a lot. Because like I said, I didn't know poster design enough when I came, like before I submitted my project to go to the competition. So, getting a grasp of what makes a good poster design and just design, trends in general, just to know what's out there. That really helped. I think it really helped me out in the competition and made me stand out a little bit. Um, and then I guess more of the other one too is to relax and have fun, because at the US one, it didn't, me stressing out and not having any peace of mind, that it did nothing. It didn't help me. I mean, I know it didn't hurt me, I guess, because I still ended up doing really good in the competition, but it just it doesn't give you any peace of mind, and it's not going to affect you to be stressed out. So I guess it would affect you negatively, but just to relax and enjoy the event, because I mean it's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be, to boost you whether or not you win or not. It's supposed to give you great practice, and just to get a little bit of experience out in, with real companies, real organizations.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I really love that because it's true. It's okay to like take a deep breath and trust yourself and trust that um you're smart and that you are capable and that you can do it. So I really love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Drew, and thank you for your time today. Um, if anyone has any questions for you, is it okay if they send you an email, or what's the best way to reach you? LinkedIn? I don't know. What
Yeah, I guess email would probably be the best way. It is. I guess if y'all can share it, or I can share it. It's drewpj3@gmail.com.
Perfect. Excellent. And we can share that afterward as well. Thank you so much. You are a great inspiration to other students and you provide a lot of great feedback for teachers. So thank you so much, Drew. Thank you for sharing your talents and your story. We really appreciate it. And thank you all for attending either live or watching the recording. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.